Whenever I head back to Vietnam, my sister and I usually go to a little store on the side of the road and have one of my favorite dishes, which is called Lao Thai in Vietnamese, which is actually hot pot, but Thai hot pot. So because Vietnam and Thailand are so close together, that whole dish is inspired by Thailand. So I'm kind of trying to replicate that now and do kind of a hot pot, but at the same time, not really, but you'll see what I mean. So first up, we've got some coconut oil, which goes into this little pan here. Then we've got some shallots, which I'm gonna pop in as well and let it kind of soften for about 2 minutes. So what you want is for the shallot to kind of start breaking down, to get really soft, really aromatic, but you don't want it to burn. So as you can see, the shallots have softened a little bit now. It's time to put the garlic in. The garlic goes in after the shallots because it cooks a lot faster. And while that's happening, I'm just gonna leave it, set it aside, let it do its thing for about a minute while I get onto my coriander. So with the coriander, what I do is I actually use the stems of this. So it's kind of like a green curry because you would use the stems in a green curry, all cut up really fine. There's so much flavour that's in it, and I feel like a lot of people don't like to use it because they don't know that it's actually where all the flavour comes from. So we've got the stems of about 3 corianders here. Yum. Now that's gonna go in. Heaven. Some minced ginger goes in. We'll give that a quick stir. We've got some lime here, which I'm quickly just gonna zest, and then also juice. So this adds the little bit of acidity that this dish needs. In goes 3 kaffir lime leaves. So just whole, as is. Kaffir lime is literally one of my favourite ingredients right now. It just adds so many different layers to a dish. You get like a strange kind of acidity, but it's like savoury but sweet notes as well. So yum. Next up, we've got some chilies. Just really rough chop. I'm just gonna set that aside. That's gonna go in right after all the other wet ingredients. So I've got a little bit of fish sauce here. Delicious. Starting to smell so much like it. The coconut milk, which really provides that beautiful creaminess that this dish kind of needs. Some palm sugar, added sweetness. Then the chili goes in and we'll just let it come to a simmer. So that's come to a nice simmer now. I'm gonna just pop in these mussels. As you can see, I haven't actually added any salt into it just because the seawater inside of the mussels could be quite salty. So we're gonna pop them in, let them cook and see how it goes. And obviously we add a little bit of fish sauce into there as well, which is salty. So all I do now is cover this and leave it for about 2-3 minutes for the mussels to pop open. So while that's cooking away, I'm gonna get started on the little garnishes, the little other bits that go on top. So again, we're grabbing some kaffir lime leaves. I'm gonna just roughly get rid of the middle stem because it's quite fibrous. You don't wanna really eat that. Now I'm just gonna quickly give it a nice roll and then thinly shred it. So that's just a little garnish that kind of brings that flavour of kaffir lime back in at the end. We've got a long red chilli that's already been sliced up. Now some coriander. I just want a rough chop of the coriander. Beautiful. And we'll just wait for this guy to fully open. And then we can add the noodles in, then the kaffir lime leaves, then the chilies, and then a dusting of coriander at the end. Look, you can just serve it as is if you want, maybe with some bread, but I want this to be a noodle dish because in Vietnam what we would usually do is we would cook the noodles in the broth, pull some out, put some mussels in, pull them out. So you can just change the protein up if you want. If you want to use prawns, put some prawns in. If you want to use calamari, you can do that, or like even a firm textured whitefish, all delicious. They're already cooked, so I'm basically just coating them in that sauce. That's looking so beautiful. Okay, so this looks like it's done. The noodles look like they're ready. The mussels are definitely ready. It's time to serve. So you can serve it as is with all of this just sprinkled on top, or you can plate one up. So I'm just gonna quickly plate one up for you to see. Put a little round of them just there. We're gonna grab some of these mussels. Just place them around the plate. Yum. This is absolute heaven. This is my favorite kind of thing to have on a cold winter's night. A scattering of kaffir lime over the top. Some of this coriander. And a little bit of the long red chili. As I said, you can serve it just here like this and everyone can come in, grab a little, put it on their plate, or you can plate one up. But that there is basically my coconut mussel noodles.